Hey, it's John Carlos, and this is Movies We're Talking About. I'm here with
Hey,
Eddie.
dear God.
Eddie, I my brain sucks. You know what? And your audio cut out. We probably didn't hear Eddie properly anyway. So,
Hello, everybody.
um, we normally talk about movies, but I thought it'd be fun since this channel originally started out as a toy channel and still kind of is, but we talk about movies also. My heart has an accepted level of like there are Nightmare on Elm Street toys that I like, but like there are more that I want. I feel like we need so much more. And talking about the movies just brought up all the wish list of toys in my head that there should be that the world
Mm.
deserves, and I just want to geek out um, about it.
Yay!
Yeah, you love Nightmare, and I mean you're definitely not the hardcore goob that I am.
No,
But you are
I
no
mean,
stranger.
look at my empty wall. I have no collectibles.
But you are hip. You customize DC action figures, so you have
I do.
action figure nerdiness in you.
I certainly do. I just have no space, so I can't. I have to be very, very careful about what I buy.
Yes.
Yeah. Guys, you got to see, like, visit John Carlos and look at what he's amassed. It's a trove. It's a
It
treasure
is
trove. It's insane.
slash
It's insane.
slash a nightmare, but of of
Nightmare.
of stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
it's great.
well, okay, so I just want to kick off by talking about it's because it's been. I'm only really focusing on what I like to collect, which is 6 to 7 inch action figures and like Funko Pops and like bishoujo statues and stuff. I'm
Hmm.
not really positing all the things you could do with like 6 scale figures or statues
No,
or whatever. But the love affair started pretty. I mean, obviously, as a child, I collected He-Man and Ninja Turtles and Batman figures. But like, what set the ball rolling was the McFarlane toys, the Maniacs.
mm-hmm.
1998. I'm in high school, and they do Freddy, they do Jason, they do Leatherface. I think they did Syl from Species from like series one, but my mind was blown as a teenager that like, wow, they're making like, dare I say, like adult action figures, but like it's an action figure, but it's from a horror movie and it's not like a cheesy 80s kind of doll. It was like a little,
Yeah,
and in hindsight, that figure is whatever. It was from Nightmare on Elm Street 1, but it had green sleeves. And then many
sure.
years later, McFarlane revisited it with a more posed and had accurate sleeves, yada yada. Anyway, over the several decades now since 1998, Mezco and NECA and rest in peace Soda, rest in peace Palisades, Amok Time. There are lots of 6 to 7 inch action figure companies out there. NECA has been scratching the itch to a certain degree. Um, and they started years ago with just a dedicated Nightmare on Elm Street series. And it was like Freddy from 1 and 2, and then they did like
Yes.
3 and 4 and four and five. So like they've actually covered a Freddy from each movie.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
did the end of 4 with the arms coming out and stuff, and
Hmm.
they did Freddy's Dead with just like the power glove. So
Oh.
it's there's very little that I want as far as Freddy Krueger figures,
Hmm.
so much as, and I think you'll agree with me. One of the things that I've been wanting for about 20 years now. I remember first having this idea in like 2000, like a little light switch, not like a brilliant light switch, but I was looking at all these horror figures that McFarlane was making, and I thought, why not do like the heroes? Like, why not do Scream Queens?
Mm.
They
Right.
just keep making all this merch of Ghostface and Leatherface and Jason. And you know what? I've never, for a very, very long time, I never saw like a Laurie Strode figure.
Yeah.
Eventually, there was like a
Yeah.
cloth to 8-inch figure, but we didn't get like a full plastic articulated figure until the Halloween 2018, and it was like old Laurie Strode. And I'm like, where the fuck is? They gave us plenty of Ash, but I'm talking like Scream Queens. Where the fuck is Nancy? Where the fuck is classic Laurie Strode? So my number one with a bullet action figure that I want, Nancy from part 1.
Oh.
White shirt with the little flowers on it. Give me an alternate head with her little angry face where she's like, you're shit. You know? Because NECA has gotten into the game of like, here's a figure with like 3 or 4 alternate heads.
Yeah, I was actually looking because before I started customizing, this was all right at the time of the lockdown, folks, when I started customizing DC action figures. I still have a whole pile of them I need to do. But life takes off and you have other things. But I want to get back to them. I was thinking about, like, in addition to my DC fandom, like, okay, what about horror? Like, I love horror. And I started looking at the NECA figures because they were the ones that impressed me the most in terms of just like the detail, but also just like the, I don't know, the durability. Like I am at, that's what I'm like, action figure. Yeah. And that's about the size I want too. And I was looking at them and I just started thinking like, okay, so, and I was looking for a Freddy, a part 3 Freddy, and I found one and I was like, like, do I want that on my shelf? And I was actually really impressed with the Freddy's Revenge one, because didn't he come with like the little hellhounds too? Yeah, with the Happy Death Day masks on. And I was like, oh my god, that is so niche. I might want that too. But then I thought, like, at night, like, that's gonna freak the shit out of me. It doesn't matter, because that Freddy is very effective with the hook nose and with the amber eyes. And I don't know how, I can't sleep. It's different when I'm visiting you and they're like in the room that I'm like, you know, sleeping in, if there's like action figures there, because I'm only visiting. They don't know me. But if I'm in my room is my sanctuary, and it's like, especially if it's Freddy, and it's like if I don't know, if I develop a relationship with it, then it can control me. I don't know. It's weird. It's not rational.
It is weird. It is not rational. No judgment, but
no, but I do have 2 figures I would want from number 1, and they might surprise you. Because the 2 figures, are we gonna go movie by movie too? Is that how you listed yours?
I just want to shoot the shit with my friend, man.
Okay, whatever you're saying, I'll just match it. But from the first movie, the first one I wrote was, I want Tina's mom, because I want her with like her dishwater mop hairdo. I want a floral print like nightgown, and I want smeary mascara. And I thought, like, maybe for the whole scene, like, maybe like just get like Tina's room, like, because you have something iconic. You can actually play with it if you get like some index like wall over her that you can like pin a crucifix into, and then she sleeps in it. And then later, if you get a Nancy doll, she can sleep in it, and you can do the Freddy thing, you know. But I want the mom to come in, and I want a little, it doesn't even have to be a whole figure, maybe just like a top half of her lover to just kind of lean in and just go, hey babe, come back to Zach, and then for him to back out. That's what I want. I want Tina's tragic home life. That's what I want. Because I don't know, that woman has always fascinated me with, because she's concerned about it, and I want Tina to have like claw marks like in her nightgown. She's gonna be like, you're gonna cut your nails, you're gonna stop that kind of dream. And then just have her, you know, out of the frame. But so I want that. And there's another one. You want to would you like a rebuttal? Okay.
Yeah, well, I will tell you right now that the fact that it's so niche means that it would never get a regular release. That sounds like a Comic-Con exclusive.
Yes.
That sounds like a limited to 1,000 that you'd have to go to San Diego to get.
That's only for me. Only for me. And then I'd post it on my social media, and everybody would want one. I'd be like, you can't have it. But because I'm an asshole like that. But people have seen like my custom jobs that I do for the DC figures, like, ooh, I would want something like that. I'm like, you can do it. Here's the video I watched. It's easy. It's a Mattel figure, costs like all of $10. You can find it easy. But okay, the other one I want is there's going to be a theme running through all of these figures that I want, but I want Nancy's mom. I want Marge Thompson. I want, but I want a very specific Marge. I want Marge with the mussed hair, and I want her with in like the nightgown, the house dress or whatever, that's all kind of with the robe that's all kind of like askew. You know, when she comes in like, ah, I heard you screaming. I want that. But the reason I want Marge is because I want her to come with accessories. I want her to come with a vodka bottle. I want her to come with a Freddy hat that says Fred Krueger in it. And I want her to come with his knives, but like all bunched up, so you can just put them in her hand. She can just go like, I took his knives, you know, and you can play that moment. And I want her to come with a gasoline can, so you can do the moment where take her hand will be like, you know, positional. It'll be a ball joint right here. So you can say, we took gasoline. Just so she can touch it. That's what I want. I want my Marge Thompson figure and all of that. I will settle for nothing less.
When emotional actors design toys, I want to create a moment.
Yes! I want the melodrama. That's what I want. That's the one. That's the action figure I want to play with.
One thing that's great is that, like, again, like the NECA, like the Back to the Future figures, it's like, here's 3 or 4 heads of Doc Brown.
Yes.
And they're all so specifically scene specific and expressive that you really could get Nancy's mom in a
Oh, I could get another head of hers with her hair all wet. So you can put her in bed and have her lay there and just go, you face things. That's your strength. And have your little Nancy doll put her to bed.
The bedtime
and say,
variant.
I love you. I love you. And then just leave.
I'd want to have a little button so she can like glug, glug, glug action. But she doesn't ever, you don't, as much as I want that, it's usually her hiding the bottle, not her consuming when we see her in the movie.
There's a shot by the closet when when Nancy's peeking through her door and she's just there going,
special drinky drink action, you know.
Ooh,
with a little...
and a cigarette. I want a cigarette so you can reenact the moment, just like, what about the bars, mother? And she's like, you're ready. I want my Marge Thompson doll so
Eddie,
bad.
I feel like you agreed to do this video just so you could do a bunch of Marge impressions.
And then some. We've only just begun.
Oh no!
You tell me one of yours.
I have a lot as far as wants, and the trick too was also trying not to repeat, which is why like there's hardly any Freddys that I want to really discuss. Because there are some that NECA didn't make, but that Mezco previously made. In fact, one of my favorites that Mezco ever made was from part 3, like Tuxedo Freddy. And he comes with Kristen's mom's head. And he comes with skeleton stop motion animated Freddy skeleton. And I'm like, wow, this figure just has everything. This figure is great. So
that's amazing.
Like the only thing is I want NECA to do their version of it, since they haven't. Because they did syringe fingers and they did the open chests and they did they did, you know, just with the, because one of the things also they've done with the original Nightmare on Elm Street series, like let's say they did 2 distinct Freddys from part 3.
Yeah.
One that focused with like the accessories of like the house, another one came with like the little marionette. One had the cross in his head, one didn't, but the chest is open. Over the years, they started doing the ultimate Freddy figures, or the ultimate of everything figures. Like they did multiple Terminators, and then they realized, well, what if we just made one Terminator that came with all the accessories and all the alternate heads? So instead of buying those 2 Nightmare 3 figures, you could just now buy the ultimate. It gives you everything from that. Like this is the ultimate Freddy from part 1.
Yeah.
The original Freddy figures from part 1 had like a solid torso. Like McFarlane Toys was accused of making statues, like little mini statues.
Mm,
They had
mhm.
articulation, but it didn't really matter because that same only fit in one exact pose. NECA had a
Sure.
little more articulation, but they still had some statuesque. So one of the things about Ultimate Freddy is he actually has like hip and knee joints. They're more action figure-y now. So
Right.
I do think they should revisit some things that they haven't revisited. They've done an Ultimate Freddy from 1 and 3 and 2, because they did like a regular 2 that didn't have the fire and didn't have the dog.
Sure.
I would like, since I never got it, an Ultimate version of 4 where, you know, he's got, you could do regular and then a different chest with all the little arms coming out.
Yeah.
But that's not enough to make it Ultimate. What would I add? And that's when I realized, give me a regular head with the sunglasses.
Yeah. I was just gonna say.
Give me a little sand base from the stand on with like the little gloves coming out of the sand.
Oh my god.
Then I'd be down.
That's pretty cool.
So I want like an Ultimate 4. I also want
Okay.
an Ultimate Freddy from Freddy vs. Jason. He was originally available as a box set. Very McFarlane-y, very original NECA. He's pretty much only good in one pose. It's a great pose. You can move the arms a little bit, but like his legs are fixed in one point. They have since then done an Ultimate Jason. They have never done an Ultimate Freddy from Freddy vs. Jason, from that specific Freddy vs. Jason. And I feel like you could do a lot. They did a con exclusive of him with the Robert Englund head, which was cool. I feel, and that box set Freddy came with Demon Freddy. The head.
Ooh, yes.
Do that again, where instead of one pose, he has multiple points of articulation, like a standard action figure. But you can, again, you have to think about how do you make it Ultimate besides adding more articulation. What new thing do you bring to the table? So the new thing I would bring to the table: detachable arms, and you put in like the little bloody stump.
Yeah.
But also a whole different chest that you attach that has his arm coming through.
Oh yes. Oh my god, that's amazing. That would be fun.
What makes it Ultimate to me.
Yeah, totally.
Because with the new Ultimate Jason, they add, you know, he came with like the machete with like flames on it. Like he came with an like more like a scratched bloody mask head. They added new things. So add a new.
Nice.
Also, I'd have Freddy with a machete.
Yeah. Totally. So, well, I mean, and that you could do those both at the same time because he's holding the machete when the glove goes through. Oh my god! And then you have your little Ultimate Jason behind him, like, you know, like with the. Oh my god, that'd be so amazing if they had like a hand that could grip. If the machete arm, I mean, if the Freddy arm came with a detachable, like fitted Jason hand that you can put into the ball joint because it holds the arm. Yeah. I want it all. I want it all. You mentioned 3. Which makes me want to say to keep in with. Well, also, you mentioned Tuxedo Freddy. I want Kristen's mom. I want Brooke Bundy in her fuchsia lame dress, and I want her like cheap costume jewelry. And I wouldn't mind, and because there's already but I just want a little her to interact with Kristen in her nightmare and everything like that. But I really want her. She's the star. I can imagine Kristen there. I can use a Skipper doll for Kristen. I don't care. But the only other thing I wrote for 3 though, and I don't know if this is available already in maybe like the 3 NECA or anything like that, but it's something that I would really, it's the only thing, it would totally create me. Maybe if we're an action figure, but we're like a Christmas ornament. I want the marionette Freddy, like the actual like stop motion animation marionette where the head like forms. I mean, it's like 3 seconds of screen time, but it's iconic before he cuts the strings. So maybe like the strings are like dangling behind him, or if he's a Christmas ornament, you can take the marionette thing and the strings and put that on the branch, and then he's just hanging from it, and he just has his hand with the fingers and the little morph face, and then just like the regular body, like the brown and beige or green like body, and just have him like hanging there with like a, you know, and I would love that. I would love.
My brain doesn't automatically work. Like my brain thinks, didn't someone make that? But then also like, wouldn't I recall that more stronger if someone did? I don't know.
Right. It seems really familiar and obvious. Yeah.
There's a little one. I have it. It fits with the NECA figures. It's to scale. But
right. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
But yeah.
As
Yeah,
far as,
I'd like
'cause I'm a
that.
big fan of one-to-one replicas, and
Oh, I don't want it 1-to-1. I want it like a Christmas
oh,
ornament
oh
size.
no, it should
Because
be
1-to-1,
one-to-one.
no, you can have the 1-to-1, and it
I'll
is.
take it.
I'm not sleeping in that room, but because it's
Oh,
going to come to life and it's going to grow to full size, and then I'm gonna live out my worst death. But, oh, and I
um,
do have one more thing. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, now that you're mentioning 3, I just got to say, I also want a Nancy from Part 3 figure.
I get that. I totally get that. I thought about getting one. The problem is, it's just going to make me cry all the time. I thought about getting one, just her, like in her little jacket with her long skirt and her hair, like, pinned back, looking all nice, just carrying the little replica, the little popsicle stick, like dollhouse, but like as an action figure, and just have her holding it. But then I'm just like, I'm just going to think that she's on her way to talk to Kristen, and how they're going to talk about her gift and her
Eddie,
dad. And I'm just going to sit there and go,
don't feel so
but
many
I can't.
feelings. Just turn it
Oh,
off.
okay.
Like the lights, switches go click, click, click.
Click.
It's a neat little Mormon
Little
trick.
Mormon trick. I turn it off. One thing that I don't have feels about, because you mentioned Freddy versus Jason, I would love not so much an action figure, but a pull string kind of doll deal of the Pamela Voorhees of Freddy versus Jason that just goes, let them know what fear tastes like. Says, you just keep eating and eating like a big dumb dog. It's just like, you've just been sleeping, honey. Mother has something she wants you to do. Just with that Freddy face, and you just pull the string and she says all her lines from the movie. That's what I want. That's what I want.
I
Freddy
brought
versus
Eddie
Jason.
on to pitch the most niche things.
These are the things that are so niche. I'm just like, I have to have it. How can I let this go? If I ever saw it anywhere, I would have to get it. The other thing, you mentioned it, and made me wonder if it existed, but I did write Demon Freddy in the Camp Crystal Lake Nightmare, just
Yes.
with all the and everything like that of Freddy versus Jason. That would be
already.
But now that I know that it's like a head you can switch out,
Yeah, if it didn't already exist, you would absolutely have to make it. But it was a switchable head with the
cool.
the old. But
Cool.
again, it's so old. It's due for the new NECA refresh. I mean, it's what, like 17 years old at this point. So I mean,
so now with opposable head that can look all the way up if he's underwater and can go, ew.
I'm all for it. Speaking of Freddy versus Jason,
yes,
this might be kind of niche too, but I would legitimately want a Laurie figure. She's the heroine of that movie, and even though I think maybe her more iconic look is midway through the movie with her jacket, I would say if you need to make the action figure interesting, and maybe so it can match Freddy and Jason on the dock, if you have that old 2-pack, I would have her from the end of the movie with the cuts, and I would have her with a machete, so you could at least like pose her in kind of like an action pose, like "Welcome to my world, bitch."
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Again, that feels like something that would have to be a con exclusive. I don't see them dropping that at all the Targets, or something because one of the big things now is they'll do like an order that you just order directly from NECA. They're gonna do a window of time. We're gonna do a pre-order. And then that window closes. That feels like something you can do.
Makes sense to me.
Because so much of what you and I are talking about, or we'll be talking about continuing, is very we've said it a lot. It's very niche.
Yeah,
it's very niche.
Niche.
It would almost sound like everything we're describing is kind of horseshit and would never happen. but hear me out. They've been doing these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the 1990 movie figures and The Secret of the Use. And not only have they done the Turtles and Casey Jones and Toko Razor and Super Shredder and like Shredder and the Foot Soldiers and Splinter, but now they're doing like Danny, the kid who joins the Foot Clan And it's just the kid, it's
Yes.
just like a kid in like a Bob Marley shirt and a headband. And I'm like, interesting. But they're doing April,
Yeah.
which I get. She's a major character, but like, so they're starting to go deeper dives, and you had to order April from the website, and you could only get like Danny if you ordered him as part of a loot crate. They've just announced, maybe like a month ago, at least a month ago at the time of this recording, a 2-pack of Orokusaki, like Shredder before he was Shredder,
Mhm.
and Splinter's Master, which is only in like a 15-second flashback.
Yeah.
And it's a 2-pack of 2
That's awesome.
characters that have like 15, 20 seconds of screen time. So if you can do that, you can make a Lori figure.
Totally. Yeah, I agree. Also,
Yeah.
I mean, this is a wish list. Like, reach for the stars, people. Don't just kind of go, oh, I only want to talk about things that I think might actually happen. It's like the whole thing. You mentioned like McFarlane Toys and about seeing them, and the whole appeal with that kind of toy is the fact that like the first time I ever saw them, I think it was when I was working at Suncoast, or maybe when I was just shopping at Suncoast. And I remember I'd see like, you know, like the Hellraiser wall, and I'd see like these action figures with these, you know, like all the what do they call them, the
Cenobites.
Cenobites. I thought so, and I didn't go for it. I should have gone for it.
Shoulda.
But the Cenobites and everything like that at various stages from the various movies and everything, and I was just kind of like, oh my god. And they were so intricately designed, and I was just so impressed, and I was like, I never would have expected anything like this. I'm really glad that this exists, and I'm glad. And that was like the beginning of my kind of introduction to adult fandom about toys and action figures and collectibles and that kind of thing.
Dude, I think the Cenobites in part 3 are stupid, and I still think it's cool that they made them.
Yeah, absolutely. You know? Yeah. Speaking of stupid, actually, well, you know what? Well, okay, I'll talk about the one that I feel is kind of stupid, but I would definitely want it. I wrote all I want from 4. It's a lot, but all I want from 4. I want the Crate Inn dollhouse. I want like the diner, but I want like a you know, like a little setup of it, like a play set of the Crave Inn. And I want Alice and Debbie as waitresses. You know, like you can buy them separately, or maybe Debbie's included. So you buy the Alice and have them like interact in there. And then you can bring your Freddie in. And I want there to be the Freddie pizza. Maybe there can be like another glove that like you get that has the meatball on the end of it, going or something like that. And I want, you know what? No, you know who? Okay, you have to buy Alice and Debbie separately. The one who should come with the Crave Inn is old Alice.
Yes.
Yes. And out front, I also want Dan's truck. so Alice can run out and she can go, get in the car, I'm driving. And then they get in, and you can just do it all day.
Wow. Endless playability.
Yes. That's what I want. So that's what I want from 4. That's all I want.
If I'm being honest, because my jam is 6 to 7 inch, but if you want that kind of play set, you go 3 3/4 inch Star Wars G.I. Joe size. That way you can fit the whole thing on your shelf and it doesn't take up. That'd be cute.
I don't care whatever size it is. It could be actual size. I want it.
Because like Super 7 could make that. They did all like they were doing like the retro alien figures, and they partnered with NECA for all the other like retro 3 3/4 inch figures. That'd be fun.
That's great. Yeah,
I love the idea of play sets. Because I also spitballed in my brain what I want Funko to make.
No, I got some of those too. Yeah.
But I'll tell you this one now, because they do this a lot. They do like a house with a figure. I want Nancy's house, and I don't care if it comes with a little Nancy or a little Freddie or her fucking dad. I just want that house.
And with an interchangeable door that you can flip, like so it's blue or red, depending on like what you want. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
We can be like the fucking fairies at the end of Sleeping Beauty. Like make it blue, make it red, blue, no red.
My favorite Disney heroes. But yeah, I would love that. Actually, I did write some pops that I want from the first movie. Again, very
Ooh,
niche.
sorry, I have to cut you off. You know what it
Yeah.
comes? Actually, fuck that. Because I'm thinking like an entrepreneur. You make the regular Nightmare on Elm Street house, then you do a con exclusive or like a Hot Topic exclusive variant. Same house, but the door has little fucking legs coming out of the window.
Jesus Christ.
A little torso, just like, you know.
Like, ah!
Yeah.
And just like some fog, like some like gauze or something you can bring in. It's like make your own fog, like just spritz,
Yeah,
bottle.
well,
I don't know.
it comes
Some
with a little
dry ice.
bottle.
You can make it home, kids.
Comes with a little bottle of
Yeah,
fog juice,
but
and you push the button.
juice. But I mean, I was raised, you know, like in the 80s. I mean, you were too, but I mean, like I was a kid in the 80s, so I was used to like my Masters of the Universe with my Grayskull and my Skeletor Fortress, and then I had like my before that I had my Smurf Village with all my Smurfs that would fucking just fuck around in it and everything like that. Like I dream big.
You just made me have a quick little dream, because you mentioned like 80s and like Castle Grayskull and stuff. So instead of like NECA McFarlane style kind of realistic toys, you give me the Thompson house that like opens up 80s style, and like the steps have little holes, and you make a little sledgehammer with a little button, and boop, and you make it like a playhouse, like a playtime action featured house, like the Ninja Turtles little dungeon set, and you know, like, or sewer set, but like you make it playable.
Yeah, I still have my carrying case. I think they're still in the garage of my Ninja Turtle action figures with April and with all of their like everything. I think the only thing I lost somebody something. I think I lost Donatello's staff. So I need to get another one. But okay. So pops for the first movie, I want Daryl Hannah's brother. Just because I'm thinking pop. I'm in terms of a pop, I'm thinking like just something that's gonna look cute, like in pop form. And I thought Daryl Hannah's brother who reads Hamlet and things, but I have bad dreams.
Thank you for explaining the scene, because I did not recall that was Daryl Hannah's brother.
Yeah, I want him in a non-specific kind of like generic tribal print shirt with his like goggles, because he has goggles around his neck, and he's wearing shorts and like with his 80s do and everything like that, and just have him holding Hamlet going like in pop form. I think that'd be adorable. And I also want the hall monitor, but I want her to have a bloody face, and I want her to have the glove and the pigtails and everything, and just go, no running in the hallway. I want that pop too. I think it would be adorable. She's with a little angry. I want most of my pops. I think I want most of them to be angry or just dazed. So maybe you can give them like kind of lost sad eyes or little, you know, evil angry eyes. I love that.
I have a few that I want from part one, and then I feel like yours would round out my collection, and then we would have like a good wave. Because like I just want, like, I want Nancy.
Yeah.
I want her dad.
Mm-hmm.
I want Glenn in the little like cut off shirt from his death scene.
Yeah.
His little belly shirt. And then the one that I want the most is I want Tina in the body bag.
Oh my god!
Because once
with the little centipede.
Yes. Because once they did Dead Laura Palmer from Twin Peaks, I was like, oh, so we can just do like a dead naked girl in a body bag as a pop now? Okay, so that's what I want. Tina in the body bag
with like eels at her feet and everything. Yeah.
So then. I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't know how realistic it is to include the hall monitor so much as like, you know, they've been doing Scott Pilgrim pops for years, and they just keep digging into like more random characters like the vegan police. I'm like, okay, so if you're doing the vegan police like 6-7 years later, then you can do the hall monitor at some point, realistically.
Yeah.
Whereas fantasy she's included right away.
Yeah. There was only I zipped through Freddy's Dead again, and I couldn't find any action figure that I would want to play with from that movie.
Me neither.
But I did think of one pop,
Okay.
What you were gonna say?
Oh,
You were
actually,
gonna say that?
I have a pop. Well, first of all, I mean, the closest thing you would get is that NECA made the Freddy with the power glove,
No.
and he has like a goofy, like little dumb smile on his face.
Great graphics.
Eddie, can I cut you off just to see if we are on the same page?
Let's
'Cause
see. What do you say?
There's one pop that I want, and I legitimately want this in real life.
Okay.
I want Freddy riding the broom.
No, I don't want that.
Oh, we did not agree. Okay. I
No,
think
because I don't even like that.
I know
No.
you don't, but I thought maybe you think it'd be funny as a pop. Because I unironically, I would buy that pop.
I know you would. You would in
And,
a heartbeat.
and they make all these Harry Potter pops like on brooms, so I know that they can make that body hold it. Come on with the fucking hat. Fuck, that'd be fun.
Okay. The one I want Freddie in the classroom with a hamster in one hand and a mallet in the other. That's what I want. I want little
You're a
boy Freddy
monster.
Krueger.
You're
No,
a
I'm
monster.
not. Because just with that little kind of lost look, again, he'll just have kind of like
Okay.
a furrowed brow holding a hamster in a mouth. He's not going to kill him because he's a pop. He's fixed.
You sold
But
me
you
on it.
understand the context. Yeah. I think that's just too precious. And I'll move back into the action figures because the pops are I think I don't know, thinking about the pops and envisioning them is super cute and I think a little more fun. But I will say this one because you mentioned like them putting like the Harry Potter like on the brooms and everything. I thought about like Dream Warriors and which pop I would want from that, and I don't judge me. I thought it'd be really cool because I know they can give them a little clear stand like to whoosh if they want to make it look like they're flying or something. I thought if there's some way they can do that with the television and have Jennifer with her head in it, no pop, just a body.
Oh,
just hanging.
interesting.
Just feet like an inch off of whatever surface you're going to place her on and just have the television there. Maybe tiny little Freddy pop head, but maybe not. Maybe just the aftermath of just like, a pop-sized television and then her head inside of it and then just like the body. And then you have her stand behind it to keep it, Yeah.
I had a very similar idea, but yours is one step further because they do they're like movie moments where it'll be like a base and like two characters. So it'll be like Batman like hitting the Joker and it's like Nicholson about to fall over the ledge. You wouldn't have got glasses, would you? They do all these sort of Batman and Gordon on the rooftop. All very scene specific things. And I thought, yeah, give me like the corner of the room with the TV with a pop Freddy head holding Jennifer. But right before he kills her, just holding her. So now I have like essentially two figures.
Yeah, you can get both of them too. You can get like the whole thing. You get like a diorama presentation of before, after.
Eddie, the way this works is you do the regular one is before, and then the con exclusive is the after.
See, I don't know these things. Thank you for schooling me.
Well, no, they made Stay Puft, and then there was Stay Puft and he was burned, and then there was Glow in the Dark Stay Puft, and they're all the Emerald City Comic Con and this city. I'm just saying that's how you can churn out more, sort of justify revisiting the same thing. Can I tell you one of the ones that I would?
Yes, go ahead.
One of the ones I absolutely think it's criminal that this has been ignored for so long.
Yeah,
I feel like we need this, especially now they've expanded kind of with these play sets, like they did the boiler room, like just like the little furnace. They made like Freddy's furnace, and then the hinge door opens.
Yeah,
and then they made an accessory pack of like the Freddy worm head, and it came with some Elm Street street signs, and it came with the Freddy TV. So the expansion packs. Here's what I want. I don't think any license holder has ever exploited this, and they really should. I want two jump rope girls with a jump rope.
Oh.
Like, come on. Like that jingle, that schoolyard song is iconic. And they never make these girls that are singing it. They could be like the next Grady twins of licensing, of merchandising if they wanted to.
They could.
Give me a NECA 2-pack of two girls and a jump rope and a goat.
Uh-huh.
That would looks so
Or
cool.
sheep. Isn't it a sheep?
I thought it was a goat.
I thought it was a sheep, but maybe you're right. I don't know. Sacrificial
Let
goat,
us know in the comments
sacrificial
below.
lamb. It all works.
Hashtag goat or hashtag sheep.
I can't remember. I know for sure it's one of them, but yeah.
Or, yeah, is it a little lamb? It's like
Could both be right. Maybe it's a hybrid of some sort.
Maybe it's a little lamb.
Yeah,
Because I know it's not an actual sheep because you'd think counting sheep, but they don't. Yeah, maybe it was a lamb. Maybe it's hashtag lamb. All I know is, first of all, that would make a little patch of grass with 2 jump rope girls would make a great little movie moment for a pop. But I say if you've made all these Freddy figures, those little girls would be a fucking awesome addition.
I was very, very glad to hear you say, with regard to Dream Master, that whole kind of like Freddy defeat with the limbs and the faces and the torsos and everything coming out. I just want to ask you, is Linnea Quigley clearly like kind of like discernible, like in the torso, just doing that chest thrust? Because I want that action figure where he's just got Linnea Quigley like rubbing out his torso.
Well, originally I would have said no, but the more that I think about it, why not?
Yeah, right. But one thing that I don't believe they've had yet, and if you'll have to tell me, but I'd be really, really interested at least to see it. Before I'd buy it, because I have to be careful. But it doesn't really scare me. It's more fascinating for me. From Freddy's Revenge, get Jessie morphing into Freddy in the Grady's room, in his bedroom sequence before Grady gets killed, and I want the arm shredding, like Freddy's sweater poking through Jessie's skin, and I want maybe like get a variant head, like one of Jessie just screaming with the eyeball like in his uvula, and then get another one where it's just where he's just like, and then you have a torso with Freddy's head like bursting through, and everything like that. I think that'd be really, really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would almost see. Yeah, to me, that's something that like McFarlane Toys back in the day, and I think Soda when they did their like now showing series, like the thing with McCready and the dogs, where you do like a whole movie moment. I would do like 2 walls and like Jessie, and then But again, that it almost becomes more of a statue than a figure. The way I'm pitching.
Yeah, that's true. But
I mean but that's only my pitch of it. Whereas yours has more elements to it. But I'm imagining early 2000s version. I actually do on my list. I just have Jessie. I mean, you can make like Marty McFly. He's in a jean jacket and he comes with a guitar. Like like it doesn't have to be. It could just be Jessie. But what I do want is I want a hand that's got the claws, and I do want a screaming face, so that you can do.
Right.
That needs to be.
That'd be awesome. That would be amazing. Yeah, I'd like that. Yes.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I just
just because. Yeah.
You go.
Okay, I'll go. I'll talk about some pops, because we're on the subject of Jessie, or we were. I want a Jessie Pop in the Hawaiian shirt with little sleepy eyes, and I want the boa constrictor just coiled around him. So I just want him just kind of just like there, and he just so I want that, and because that's a moment. I love that. And I also want a pop of Bob Shea as the bartender. With like the spiky leather cuffs and the hair all black and slicked back and everything. And maybe he's holding a beer, just a generic beer. And the last one, I thought it's another Jessie. And it made me, you made me think about it, like with the action figure. Maybe I want this instead. I don't know. But I just thought like a little pop of Jessie, just kind of like all wet, and completely naked. But we don't see that because he's wrapped in a blanket when the cops bring him home. So he'll just have like little disoriented eyes and just have his hair all slicked back, and just you can have him waddle home and have your little Kotobukiya Pop say, "What are you taking, son?" But now I'm thinking, like, in terms of action figure, like if you're gonna get him like naked in the shower and get like the screaming face and everything like that, you could also get like maybe some kind of fabric or some kind of material that you can use to like wrap him up and just give him like the wet hair, but still like another, just like a face that just looks kind of vacant or something like that. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, it'd be a really depressing action figure, not a lot of action, but but it'd still look pretty cool. It'd be a good conversation piece, for people who get the reference. So yeah, there's that.
Let me throw out to you some other figures I want.
Oh yes.
And I'm just being realistic here. It's been a long time since NECA made their first New Nightmare figure.
Yeah.
Like way back in the cult classic series, before they started just like focusing on specific movie franchises, they would just do cult classics. Well, here's a Phantasm figure, and here's a New Nightmare figure. They eventually did a clothed, like 8-inch retro New Nightmare figure. But again, that first New Nightmare figure, although I love it, his legs are posed in one specific thing. His arm looks only good in one specific pose. So I think it's time we revisit it, articulate the arms more, articulate the legs. Also, I would make the black sleeves, those arms of the jacket, removable, so then you can take the jacket off and put on sweater sleeves, so we can actually have like that. Because they've never made just like him in his sweater, so give me both.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much you do accessories. Like, I don't know if you'd switch out the head for like a head with a long tongue and that stupid face. But I do think one accessory he should come with.
Yeah.
The little fucking T-Rex.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that'd be a cool set.
That'd be. I don't know if I want. I worry about Rex being with Freddie though. But
I mean, there's not a lot to include for. I mean,
I know.
They've included paper goods with some, like like some newspapers and like the clock tower from Back to the Future figures. So I feel like this might be too many, but you can include, answer the phone.
Right. Yeah, you can include anything you want.
They with the first Freddy, they included the phone with the tongue. So I guess you could do the nightmare phone.
Right. That'd be cool. With the foam coming out of it.
It should come with a pterodactyl. Because there's a pterodactyl down there.
And just like a great big like mausoleum with like a stone that just says lust for him to stand in front of. But no, the only I want 2 action figures, legitimate action figures from and they're totally niche. Well, one of them is niche, actually. The other one isn't. But the niche one I'll lead with. I want Dr. Hefner.
Of course you do.
I want Fran Bennett, and I want you to give her a hand so she can cut the evil out of him. That's what I want with the knives. Because it's not even like Freddy's glove. It's like her just. She's got like knife to her hand or some other kind of glove that she uses. But I want that, and just so I can do the deep voice. And I do want Nancy in her pajamas with the gray streak. But what I'd love is that you could totally determine which movie you want to depict. Maybe even have an interchangeable head where she's just like a little, just like a little, a little more mature. But also I want, but both of them to have gray streaks, of course. But I want like the act. So you get a variant head, but you also get accessories like a booby trap manual for the Nancy of movie 1. And then like for a New Nightmare Nancy, or for Heather, give her like a New Nightmare script, or like some sleeping pills, like some big yellow sleeping pills or something. Like, yeah, I want that. so that's fun.
Yeah, yours are so niche, so that when I say stuff like, well, I want a Kristen figure and a Kincaid figure and a Taryn figure, it almost sounds pedestrian, but
but if it's what you want,
it is. Because in my heart of hearts, and here's the thing: is I want Taryn and Kincaid from the Dream Showdown. I want mohawk,
Yeah.
and 2 knives. And the fact they've already made Freddy with the syringe fingers, they go really well together. Kincaid's already dope, but I need him like in his like little red like muscle shirt or whatever. It is red, I think, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Kristen's just such a great lead, and they've only sort of made her once in a Mezco made. I forget. I think they weren't called movie moments. Maybe they were, but you know, they made these little, like the end of Friday the 13th, and Jason's coming out of the water, and they made the penis snake eating Kristen, and I have it, and that's fun, but it's like this big.
Yeah,
it's about that big, and she's sticking out of a mouth. So give me Kristen, and moreover, give me Alice, but not just any Alice. I need her loaded up with all the gear, like fucking A.
Yeah, right.
A Alice.
Okay. Welcome to Wonderland Alice.
Yeah. you could literally relaunch the Nightmare on Elm Street NECA series, just focusing on Nancy, Alice, Kristen, Taryn, Kincaid. And can I tell you here's my niche figure. It's not even that niche compared to some of yours, but it's probably the nichiest one I have.
Okay.
Even more than Lori. My niche figure that I want Amanda Krueger.
Yeah. No, I thought about that. I just thought like it's just gonna make me sad.
See, I don't have it's hard for me to ever feel sad about a toy.
Yeah, no, that's immediately where I go, because they're like totems for me, you know, like
yeah, I get that.
what does this represent to me, and why is it sitting on my shelf, you know, that kind of thing. What kind of energy do I want it to radiate? Like, I'd love a Malaysian Dream doll, but the problem is you'd probably give me a fucking popsicle stick dollhouse, the 1428 residence, and I'd sit right there next to my Malaysian Dream doll, and a little light would go on, and then I'd die.
Yeah, I'd be a dick, by the way, and have it light up, and I'd set like a little timer so that it wouldn't go off for like, 8 hours after I give it to you.
And then it'd even be like a little sound effect, a little speaker inside that goes.
And then you throw it against the wall.
Oh God, I wouldn't even, and I would die. I would die.
I was about to say, our friendship would be over, but you'd be dead. So you wouldn't be able to end our friendship.
No, I would haunt your ass, though. I would make you so sorry. And I know what scares you. So I'd find everything we've talked about that's ever scared you. And I'd find a way to make it happen with my ghosty Beetlejuice powers. But I have one more action figure, and then I have a few more pops that I can discuss. My action figure, this is really the most basic of all, I want Dan from Dream Child.
I was waiting for a Dan appearance.
So I want Dan at poolside. So basically, I want like a Ken doll in jeans and Converse who can do this. You know, like that's so I can just lay him down and just like go. And then his accessories can be, like a champagne bottle, the keys to his truck, or I don't want a motorcycle because that's just sad. That's just his death. But yeah, like a champagne bottle, and I don't know, like some plane tickets, for their trip.
Those definitely sound more like doll accessories than action figure accessories. But yeah.
They totally do. I'm not even gonna.
Yeah, it comes with like a little plastic champagne bottle and little tickets, and then you put it in Ken's hands, and
and maybe his pants come off, but
that's a different kind of doll, Eddie.
That's a different kind of doll.
They sell that in a different kind of toy store.
That's different kind of action. But but while we're spiraling downward, one pop that I want that is also almost as basic. But I want like a sleepy Rick from Dream Master, just in his green hoodie and his gray sweatpants with like sleepy eyes. Because I just want him to be, I just want a little good brother totem because, you know, he's been up all night with Alice, you know, trying to like, you know, make her calm her down and make her feel better. And it's also the scene where Dan gets to like reveal, so maybe like a nice Dan, like a nice protective arm around Dan Pop with Rick just with his hands in his sweatshirt, just kind of like that. That's what I want. I think it would be adorable.
I had a Rick on mine also, but I want karate like dream sequence Rick.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
Mean, that to me would be the most interesting kind of outfit, the most interesting way to make us. If you're gonna make one toy
It'd be
of
cute.
Rick, make one toy of Rick. That's the Pop I'd want.
Everybody would think though.
Yeah, but if you put
like
if you
just
put
a
it,
Karate Kid
if you
Pop.
put the packaging, you know, and also it's not the same pattern on the headband, and it's in a Nightmare on Elm Street packaging, and you know,
No, sure, I get that, but like,
there's actually a lot
yes.
of Pops I want, a lot, because one of the things that I
Okay,
like, you know,
keep going.
well, I'm just saying, like, I don't want like a Freddy on a broomstick as an action figure, but I think Pop, because Pops have always they've I say this in several of my reviews, like how they can be very scene specific, fan moment,
Yes,
scene specific beats. So like
yeah.
that's why I think you can get away with Freddy on a broomstick, and I think it would just be cute with his little black cape blowing his little witch hat. They already made one of the things that I didn't really get into with these toys, because I don't actually want to see a lot of them, but they made Debbie at Mezco with her bug arms, and I realized like there's not a lot of action figures I'd want to see doing death scenes,
Right.
but with Pops I kind of would.
It's different.
Like I was like, I want Tina in the body bag. Yeah, the Pops make it a little different. So like, yes. I totally want Bug Debbie as a Pop.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's depressing as an action figure. It's kind of funny as a Pop, you know. I want a movie moment.
Because it's cute. It
is. It cutifies things. I want a movie moment, not just of Jennifer and the TV. I want a movie moment because again, as an action figure, this would be horrific. I want a two Pop set of Greta in the high chair with like her little puffed up face, and then like little like Chef Freddy next to her. I think that would be a cute two Pop movie moment. I want it. It'd be great. It'd be really fun.
Little worried eyes. I always just imagine the little Pop eyes, just little worried eyes on Greta.
The eyebrows would have to be like this, you know.
With me, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah. Also, I just as Pops, I want. We've already had them all as action figures, but the thing is, Funko's never really exploited like Chef Freddy and Surgeon Freddy, Tuxedo Freddy, and you make him holding a little fucking Kristen's mom head, like all that shit.
Yeah.
They make a million variants of like Stitch. You know, they've made every, you know, for the anniversary of Batman, the anniversary of Wonder Woman, we keep getting all these cool like Batmans and stuff. Man, give me way more Freddys. Nurse
Freddy with like full wig and glasses and just the teeth going.
That'd be great. You could totally. Oh my God, that is definitely an exclusive one. That's
totally exclusive. Yeah. Another Pop I'd want from Dream Child. I want the Dream Child himself. I want Jacob. I want him in little rags,
his little eyes,
little haunt eyes. I want him to be holding a little threadbare teddy bear, a little Freddy bear, and I want. And this one, totally niche. It needn't even be exclusively Nightmare, but it could be. But it could also just be kind of like an '80s throwback Pop. I don't want the Pop part to exist at all. I just want the little Pop legs to be the planter in Alice's room in Dream Child, the jeans with the sneakers with the green like plant that's growing out of it. Do you remember that in the scene where she's talking to Yvonne and they're fighting, and there's like just
Yeah.
this set of jeans standing in the back. I just want a planter.
I know the
with
scene you're
little top
talking about.
legs.
I never
Yeah.
noticed the planter in the background.
Oh my God, I've always noticed it. It's actual like life-sized jeans standing on their own, and there's a plant growing out of the top of them. And they've got like sneakers and big high yellow socks or red socks. I think it's yellow socks and red shoes. I think it's very odd, and I want that pop.
Okay.
It was a thing in the 80s. Like, I remember when I saw it, when I first saw the movie, I was just kind of like, oh, that thing.
You know, at the Funko stores in LA and Everett, you can do a pop yourself, and you can build like the you can just buy the legs and then just add a little plant to it.
Yeah.
Customize that shit.
And then have my little Pop and my little Alice Pop arguing with it, just like in between in the distance, and take an Instagram photo. But so that's what I want.
Yeah, I kept thinking about all the kills, and I'm thinking like, there's not a lot that I'd want to see represented. Well, first of all, either they're depressing, or they're not interesting enough to be a toy, or you can't achieve them as a toy. Like, how do you do Glenn's death? Well, it's just a bed, and he gets pulled in, so just be a hole. Like, that's stupid. But just like a pop of Glenn in his little shirt, like that'd be fun.
Yeah, I get that.
And then basically, like, these two will come as no surprise to you. As far as pops, I want all the female like leads. I want like a Nancy, I want an Alice, I want a Kristen, I want Lori. And then also, this just comes as a big duh, but Funko absolutely needs to just make the Dream Warriors. I don't necessarily need everyone who's in Weston Hills, but I want everyone from the finale of the movie. And I want like the wizard outfit, and I want Kincaid in his little red outfit. Like, I want the Dream Warriors final outfits. That's just a singular wave right there. Very easy to achieve.
And you know what? Convention exclusive. Just if you get them, but get them painted the way, I always forget the name of the artist, the one who did all the VHS covers, all the poster art. But that artist, because he designed them before he saw the movie and knew like what they were going to look like, so he just kind of went off like, well, one of them should be carrying like a mace, a mace, and another should just well, she's punked out, so I'll just make a punk girl. But if you could like get a convention exclusive of them looking like that, and so when you turn them around, they look like replica. And then just get like a big pop Freddy head that's going all or whatever, with like claws. That'd be pretty cool, like a little diorama of just like pops facing the wrong way.
You want to get ambitious.
I think that'd be cool.
Because one of the things that they've been doing somewhat recently is album covers. So it's like a big box, and it'll just be like the album artwork and then like a pop, And you could do a big poster and then have them as like the 4 or 5, I don't know, but you could, I mean, that'd be a set. That'd be like a limited edition. You drop like, $60-$70 for like
totally
display.
Totally. Yes, go ahead.
I have one more action figure.
Okay.
It might be in bad taste, I think.
Oh dear.
I think in theory, because there was a San Diego Comic-Con 2006, 2007, I think, of no, this like, oh shoot, it was like 2004. Of Freddie from Freddy versus Jason. But he came with the Robert Englund head. I'm like, that's cool. I take it one step further. Make a Freddy versus Jason figure, but of him in the leather jacket from the opening scene. Like, it's just Fred Krueger. However, once I wrote that down, I realized, but that's when he's like legit murdering children.
And not just murdering them.
/ molesting children. So now I'm saying, make an action figure of a child molester. But then, in my own defense, aren't all the Freddy action figures of a child molesting murderer? Like,
he's moved into another realm of work, like an entire
yes. Now
arena.
he's
to get him when that's all he's doing.
Yeah.
to get him when that's all he's doing. And also, like, what accessories are you going to include? Like a picture of that little girl and a variant head with
A
him
variant
and his tongue
head
out. Oh no, no! I'm canceling it.
And the teddy bear that he threw, because that figure came with a teddy bear.
Gross. No.
Yeah.
You can't have it. No.
No, it shan't happen. But I'm glad I said it just so you could relive the picture.
You love that moment. What is wrong?
I don't even give a shit. I love saying it to you.
It's so gross. And other things. Okay, you mentioned a little dinosaur when you were discussing like action figures. One pop that I want a Dylan from New Nightmare pop and I just want him clutching a tiny Rex. Yes, in pajamas and yeah. And
I love when pops are holding like little pets.
Yeah,
like the little T-Rex would be great. That'd be good. I didn't even think about that. That's really good. And as someone who loves New Nightmare, that like fuck having even like the New Nightmare Freddy as a pop, which I want.
Yeah.
You could just make Dylan. I'm like, that's all I need. That's my New Nightmare representation, and I'm satisfied.
Yeah, it's also, I mean, because he's holding his own totem, like he in and of himself has become a totem. Like I'm just kind of like, this is about like clutching what you need to feel safe, like to you, and that's why it's sitting on my shelf. Like I love that. So that said, were you gonna say that? I can say it after you say whatever you have to say.
Mine's unrelated.
My next pop is also New Nightmare oriented. I don't know why. I want a Robert Englund pop where he's in the painter apron. And I want him to be holding a cordless phone in one hand, and I want him to have tinted glasses, and I want him I'd love it if there were some way to just kind of include the accessory. I know pops don't often have like separate accessories, but if there was some way to just have the painting,
they sometimes do, yeah,
like beside him. Okay, but if they could just have the painting, like like beside him, so he could be like on the phone, but you can also like position him so he's like looking at it, or like he's looking, like towards you or something like that. But then with paint like smeared all over his, like whatever, and his little glasses, and he's just this distracted, kind of scared look on his face, his little pop face.
The more you describe that, the more I'd actually want that as an action figure. Like I
feel like it's too dark.
Yeah, well, I don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah, I mean, look what's behind you. Yeah.
Speaking of what's behind me,
yeah.
So this top, these two rows, well, are Kotobukiya Beshujos.
Yes.
And they kicked off. I think these are the first two in the series. Is Freddie and Jason, and they started doing a bunch of horror figures. And you're taking male characters, and one you're making them female, and then you're bishoujo, which I think means it's Japanese. It's like a term for pretty girl. It's like a certain style of like artwork. But there have been a few, like they made Tiffany from Bride of Chucky, and she's already a female. But the Bishoujo series, like most horror merch, it's all villains. Except for, and you can see her kind of behind Jason there. There's Ash, because Ash is like one of the few horror heroes.
Yes.
To a certain degree, you're definitely sexualizing them. Sometimes you're cutesifying them and sexualizing them. Sure. So, and that kind of, I think, works more for villains. Whereas with a hero, maybe it might feel a little more exploitative. Sure. But I do think it'd be, but also like the Marvel and DC ones are also less foxy for some reason than the horror ones, like
right,
like Rogue and Black Widow and Psylocke or Black Cat. They're just in their Black Cat and Psylocke and Black Widow costumes, whereas like Freddy's in short shorts,
right. Bad girls.
Yes. So
quote unquote.
kind of in line with, I forget what they're called, but Koto launched a new line where they basically do bishujos to dudes.
Oh.
And they kind of, and it's also kind of not as drastically, but like the first one that was Nightwing, who is known, you know, for having a good butt. So like the figures of him, and it's like he's posed, and it's like his butt, and he's kind of like looking to the side. So like, if you're gonna start doing pops of male characters, and you can, you know, go away from just like DC villains or whatever, like you can't see it, but there's like Catwoman and Poison Ivy, and you know, I say I would like a Nancy,
Mm,
but I wouldn't have the sexualization dialed up to 11.
no.
I would bring it back down to like maybe this Beetlejuice level or any of the Marvel DC levels, just because
Sure.
the characters in high school.
Yeah.
But
Or
I
I could do
do,
New Nightmare, Heather Langenkamp, you know, as
yeah.
a grown woman.
But I think some of her costumes in Nightmare on Elm Street 1 are a little more visually iconic.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I'd like to see that represented. But I would like to see a Nancy Bishoujo. I think that'd be really fun.
Although now that you say it, I'm just imagining Heather from New Nightmare in her suit that we
Yes.
first see her in when she goes on the talk show, with like an ultra mini skirt and just like it's cinched at the waist and everything, and her just like kind of holding a phone or holding like, you know, like a letter like that's scorched,
Uh huh.
like a, you know, a letter of the alphabet that's scorched around the edges and stuff like that, and just getting all, you know, with like hair like, you know, like a Marcel wave or something like that.
I'd
We
have her
don't want
holding
to choke her.
The T Rex, and it's slashed.
Ooh, that'd be pretty cool.
Ooh,
Yeah, her.
and the ground, the base would have some pills scattered about, the trail of breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
But I
I
think,
love it.
but
Okay.
I think a regular Nancy, it'd be fun to have her like holding the phone and like have the tongue be like, man, I don't know. I I feel like Bishujo can exploit more than just the horror villains.
It can. It totally can. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I'd be game. And also, I mean, you know, I almost had a crush per movie. So sexualize any of the guys like in that Nightwing way. Like to go for
Yeah.
it. Get me. I want a Robert Rustler from Freddy's Revenge. Ooh,
Well, you also just want a Robert Wrestler.
I do. I want my own. But it's okay. Oh, I do. This is my last one. I don't know how many more you have.
I'm done, man.
Okay, cool. This is actually a fun one to end on because it's not even. I started to think about it as a pop. I think honestly, if we're talking like toys, I might prefer this as like a plushie, like a stuffed animal. I want the Freddy Caterpillar from Freeburg's Dream in Freddy versus Jason.
I kept
Just,
thinking, like, I want to include that, but I don't know what. I don't know what it would be.
yeah,
That's a good idea.
I want a
Plushie.
plushie. I just want like a with just like, you know, big like angry eyes and everything like that, and you know, just like a maybe even
Yeah.
like out of the same material he's made out of, make like a little plushie like hookah for him, you know, to smoke out of.
Yeah, and Lord knows, like, I know Funko makes plushie. I think NECA has a series. Yeah, but I mean, everybody now has got like the plushie horror series. You go to Target and you see your
Yeah,
Pennywises and Leatherfaces and all that. But that's a
yeah,
good idea because I kept thinking, like, well, if it was the scale, like, I wouldn't want a Freeburg figure, and with him as an accessory, how do you make it on its own? That'd be weird.
yeah.
That's a good
I would make my
idea.
I would make my own actually. I'd go to Build a Bear and be like, can I just stitch together some fabric and use your stuffing, you know, technology just so I can get it plushie. I want it pillow size. I want it like life size the way the actual like caterpillar in the movie was.
Yeah,
And I just want to like sleep on it. I just want to like go take a nap on it because I'm not scared of him, and that is one of the more enchanting moments of the movie for me.
it
Like
is.
I really even the way they play the music, it sounds like the Beavis and Butthead theme. That's not really it. You know what I mean.
I do think it would
But
make a
yeah,
good pop though.
I think it would too. I think it could be really, really cute. But then I realized like if you put it in, you run the risk of it not really resembling what it looked like in the movie, and I realized
Yeah.
that's what I want. I just want all the features that the actual caterpillar has, but I just want them like, you know, like knitted, or just, you know, or Disney-fied, you know, like just cuddly. That's what I'd like. So yeah,
That sounds fun. I'd be okay with that.
me too. I miss stuffed animals. I used to have them all the time, and last plushie I got was a Pennywise. It was a gift from a friend of mine over on the East Coast, and he's on my bed, but I don't, you know, I go, oh, Pennywise. He's kind of goofy looking too. He just kind of like, oh, and he's cutified, but
Wait, is it Tim Curry or is it Skarsgård or
it's
Sarsgaard?
Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's him, of course.
Oh yeah. Eddie's a fan.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
even look like him though. I mean, I'm telling you, like he's got a pretty goofy face as Pennywise, but it's more kind of, ooh, it looks like a baby. So it's not, I don't stare with my plushie going, oh, Bill, you know, it's
Yeah.
it just kind of hangs out in my room. It's all good.
I just thought of my brain wandered for like a second, you know, and I realized that there is a Freddy action figure that hasn't been made yet. I don't even know if I'd want it. I just feel like they should make it.
Mhm.
And I will say they did make it as a retro clothed figure, but they didn't make it as the 6-inch, 7-inch action figure.
Okay.
From part 5, I think they should make Super Freddy. It's like one of the few
You know
they
how
haven't done. Because they did for Comic-Con, they did black and white Freddy on the skateboard.
right. I think
But-
I've seen that.
But they never did Super Freddy. And then they eventually did him as a cloth figure. And I'm not hip to the Mego style or retro style cloth figures. I just
Yeah. No, I just want my caterpillar. But and also, you know how I feel about that stage of the nightmare. But
I know,
that
but
said,
I feel like it deserves to be made.
it would look
If-
it would look really cool. I would see it and go, I know exactly what that is. That is so niche. I think it's
Yep.
amazing. I'd be really happy that it existed. Would I need it? Probably not.
Nah.
But I'm trying to think if there's Freddy Kill action figures that I would absolutely want that I haven't already. Did I mention any Freddy Kill
No.
action figures? I don't think so.
I mean, I told you my opinion how like it just the only one that I thought of kind of, and
Yeah.
here's the only time I'm going to sound like you. It made me sad, but it's the only one that I thought was toyable, but it made me sad too. Well, no, because
Okay.
I said I want Debbie with her bug arms, but
Right.
but Dan on the motorcycle,
That would
Not-
definitely make me sad.
not as an action figure. I think it'd be fun as a pop. It would lessen the blow, and it's such a fun design to then take and cutesify. It would make it more palatable. But even that pop, it'd make me sad. I thought about that. I'm like, no, it's gonna make me sad to look at. Because that's a death that kind of disturbs me.
They'd have to do the something other than the token pop eyes that they do, because it's all about the expression. It's all about that, you know, like look, that kind of.
No, but I think
You know,
his final form, when you know it's clearly like the stuntman in the suit. It's
Yeah.
so Giger-ish that I think like that
Yeah.
would make for a
Yeah.
cool, unique pop. That's a death scene. But yeah,
Yeah.
aside from Jennifer as a pop, as far as Debbie as a pop, yeah, a lot of them as far as action figures, I don't actually need death scenes of, and I think popifying death scenes works more.
I thought of a death scene, Freddie, that I would love to see popified, because it would actually be kind of mean-spirited if I saw it as an action figure, but if they could somehow work this into a pop expression, I want Freddie to be holding a chalkboard that he's stretching with an expression with the pop eyes, but then with just like a
Little mouth.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I was even
what I would
thinking
want.
about deaths
It's
from
like-
that movie, and I'm like, no, but yeah, that's a good beat.
Yeah, it's all about the beat. It's all about like how, you know, it could occupy literally. I mean, I reviewed it with you. Cheap Pop that was on the little not a
cart.
skateboard, but I mean the little cart. Yeah,
Chucky on the
I mean,
cart from Child's Play 2. Yeah.
and we talked about it was like less than 14 seconds of screen time of him, doing that in Child's Play 2, but it's still, I know exactly the moment that it's depicting.
Yep.
So yeah, if it's that, I'd consider buying it. I think it's cute. I think the idea is adorable.
That's one of my favorite moments from that movie. So
yeah.
That'd be a gas.
Yeah.
That's probably
I still like my little boy Freddie though. I still like my little boy Freddie better though, with the hamster.
Oh
and the
that
mallet.
one. It is weird, but that's the one where you said that and it made me sad. I was like, oh. So you can
but
enjoy
in a pop form.
I know, but it's animal murder.
The animal. What if it's not dead yet? What if he's just holding it?
He's not dead yet. He's not dead yet.
I'm not dead.
I feel happy.
Happy. Spam a lot. That's what we're doing, folks. Anyway. So that's it.
Yeah, I think that is it. One thing I did not expect to pop into my head was the Thompson house playset with the holes in the steps and the mallet action, and I think that'd really be fucking fun, man. Oh my!
I would love it if we could get maybe the original version, kind of pristine, maybe the interactive things, but the general milieu kind of scene with the blue house, then buy an entirely separate one with a red house, but it's not the red house that's lived in, it's the red house of the nightmare that's just kind of dilapidated and falling apart, and you can open it up and it's like just dirty and musty and has like orifices in the floor that you can fall through.
You're talking
and a pig like on a.
You're talking about making two completely different ones then.
Yeah.
Okay. You were cutting out a little bit there.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I want the first one to be kind of pristine and the second one to be like the dream, the nightmare, like dilapidated, like, with whole orifices in the floor. I want that.
Where what's his nuts like falls into the hole.
Yeah.
Bottom. Yeah. Also, I like the idea. It doesn't even have to have that many action features. It would have to be bigger than this, but like, I remember like Polly Pocket and Micro Machines where it would just be like a little thing, and then you just, here's a little space, you put your little guy, and it can kind of go.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to do much.
Yeah, that's all I need.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, this is a whole other video, but you're making me think. You said Polly Pocket. Now I'm just thinking like entire, just run of horror environments, but in like Polly form. Like you could have like the Psycho house, and you could have like the Freddy house, and you could have the Myers house, and just like, but just in the little pocket form. Oh my god, I would love that. Oh, I want it. I want the Texas Chainsaw house.
Ooh. Honestly,
in pocket form.
I know
and
this
just
video.
Another face going through.
You're talking Polly Pocket, but my brain is going to Pops, and specifically how they'll make like like the Ghostbusters firehouse, and it comes with like Venkman or something.
Sure.
How have they not done a Myers house with Mike Myers?
Michael Myers,
yeah, or even like the child Michael Myers.
Oh my god. Okay, we gotta stop. We're going into other franchises.
I'm just saying, no, but give me the Bates Motel with Norman.
Yes, absolutely. Or Mother.
Give me the
both.
Texas Chainsaw House with, and they've already done Leatherface now 3 times, so maybe give me like the Hitchhiker or Grandpa or something, but like
sure.
Or maybe
even Grandma.
Maybe or the Grandma. No, because they've done the pretty face Leatherface from the end of the movie, and now they've done 2 of like the Yellow Apron. So yeah, give me the Granny Leatherface.
Domestic Leatherface. Yeah, I love that.
Or fuck that. You want to make me happy? Make a Marilyn Burns pop.
Yes.
Fleeing the house.
There we go. But I would still rather have it in pocket form, because then I can just store them in a stack.
Yes. And the novelty of like a Polly Pocket-ish thing.
And it's easy to play with. yeah, it's not like I ever had them. I could never play with them because they were girls' toys. But and I don't think my sister was really into it. But like when you put horror in that context, as an adult man, I would totally play with my little Leatherface in his den of, like,
It's
iniquity
funny
and
when we talked about those movies, it bothers you so much, but when you make it in Polly Pocket form, you're like,
maybe
"Oh,
in a
that cute
pocket
little
for
Leatherface.
just going to get him, I don't know, because it's tiny. It can't hurt me. It's
He's
tiny.
just gonna whack a guy with a little mallet,
Yeah, he's just gonna be and then little Freddie and a little Freddie has to just go like I'll just make little noises. I can't be scared if I'm making tiny little noises. That'd be great. I'm happy. Oh, I'm gonna go to bed happy tonight. Yay.
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 Well, thanks for talking toys with me, Eddie.
No problem, John Carlos. Thanks for asking me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. I've never really done a toy discussion. I've always kind of wanted to, so good times.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Thanks.
Thanks for watching two grown men in their 40s talk about toys that don't exist. So yeah. Until next time, we'll be back. We'll be back. I think probably the next video you'll see from us maybe be a horror franchise that involves sawing your way out of stuff. Do you get what Eddie's doing?
You can't see my knees. And a little.
So there you go. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye.